Hello and welcome to my stock scanner. It is Friday and it has been a crazy week, and of course we need to have a look at what happened this week. We saw a Chinese AI model called DeepSeek that really gave us some turmoil and some volatility into the market and made Nvidia drop 17%. Now, what is this all about? Well, DeepSeek is a model that apparently can compete with ChatGPT from OpenAI, where, there is a bit of discussion about what they really do. What they're claiming is that they can build it quicker and cheaper, and that is the model overall is a lot better. Now, there is a bit of skepticism as to if they have really trained this very, very cheaply. They are saying they're using some old Nvidia chips, but there are someone saying they might have had the newest Nvidia chips. But anyway, it gave a lot of uncertainty about what about the entire AI sector. Is it really necessary to buy these insanely expensive Nvidia chips? And everything that had to do with AI and chips making overall just dropped like a rock. Now, I'm not an expert in AI and in chip making, so what I'll be having a look at today inside my stock scanner platform is if Nvidia seems to be fairly priced right now. But first of all, let's have a look at the chart. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that Nvidia has just been going crazy since the beginning of 2023 with the entire AI fuss. It was up something like 800% or something like that, and it has just kept going. What you can see here is the DeepSeek disturbance here, and it has been hovering over the bottom of this regression channel and also exactly on the 200-day moving average. This is a point many people will be watching. Will it really break the 200-day moving average and the regression channel? Then there might be some downside in it. But overall right now, I actually think it is fairly steady right here at a very important level. Now let's have a look at the stock itself. You might know it, but let's just look inside my stock scanner. We have about 100,000 stocks and ETFs in here. And if you want to find one, you just click up here and search for the stock. All right. If we want to see a very quick overview of the stock, we go into the playbook and we can see our 3-point playbook. Is it a quality company? Does it have a good upside? And is now the time to buy? As you can see, most of this is green, and that is what we can also see when we go into our summary. We can see that the quality is high, it's 100. We can see that the revenue is just exploding. Now, DeepSeek coming in and might giving a bit of a pressure down on the demand for these chips, someone fears. So the revenue might be pressed a bit down, but I think they have a fairly big backlog in their order book. So I don't think it'll be the first couple of years where we'll see some major pressure down on the revenue. Maybe in 27, 28, 29, there will come more and more competitors into the market. But as of right now, we can see that they're growing their earnings per share like crazy. We can see that we have margins that is just outside everything in the industry here. We can see that the return on capital employed is insane. We can see that the bankruptcy risk is basically non-existing, and the analysts are saying strong buy. We can also see down here in the current and quick ratio that they are a very solid company and they have no problem paying off the interest on their debt. So is it a solid quality company? It definitely is. All right, then let's go into the valuation graph. Now, this is where we're looking at earnings per share and price earning. So if you've heard me say this before, you might be a bit tired of it now, but earnings per share, that is what the company earns, how many dollars it makes on one share, multiplied by price earning. This is how much investors are willing to pay for each of these dollars. So these two multiplied gives us the price. So if we can get the earnings per share right, and this is the average from the analysts, if we can get the earnings per share right and we can be fairly good at guessing the future PE, then we have a good idea of where the price will be in the future. Right now, we have put the 4.45 in here. I know it says 2026, but that is because Nvidia have a bit of a skewed earnings season here. So this one says 2025, but is actually for most of 2024. The one for 2026 is here, but is actually for most of 2025, just to confuse you all a bit. So this is basically 1 year out in the future, and this is basically in the books now. This is for the entire 2024, and we know all the quarterly earnings there, so I don't think there'll be much of a surprise here. So for now, let's go with the 4.45 as the earnings per share at the end of next year. Now, I have put 3 PE numbers in here, 35, 45, and 55. If we scroll down, we can see that right now it is at 48. And the last couple of years, and with all the AI frenzy and everything, well, we haven't seen PEs under, 50 for 5 years. It has been lower early on, but that was when Nvidia was more of a gaming thing, and especially the last couple of years here have been all about AI. So I think that 35, 45, and 55 are 3 fairly decent cases as our bear case, base case, and bull case. When we multiply the earnings with the earnings per share, with the PE in these 3 cases, we get prices that gives us 25, 60, and 96% in potential upside. That looks good, but with the entire DeepSeek, we can't be completely certain of what is going on. So let's just play around with the numbers down here. We can do that, and let's say, for instance, that we cut the earnings growth in half next year, or this year it is 2025, meaning they have a lower earnings per share. Let's also say then that investors are only willing to pay way lower price earnings here, like this. So now we have really tortured the numbers, and still our bear case is only down at minus 11%, the base case is at plus 18, and the bull case at 48. So if you ask me, is Nvidia correctly priced right now? Is it a fair price? I would say yes, it is. So it's a solid quality company, it's fairly priced, and now it's all up to you to judge what would it take for you to buy. Now, would you want a bounce from the 200 SMA and the bottom of the regression channel? Well, then you basically are there now. If you want to see a bit more of an higher tops and higher bottoms here, well, then you might wait until it hits 132, 140. You might also think that the upside potential is not enough and that you want it to go all the way down here to the next major bottom down here, and you're saying, I want it under 100. That's all up to you. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, hold, or anything. The entry is all up to you, your strategy, your risk management. I'm just saying, in our strategy, in our 3-point playbook, it's a solid quality company, and it seems to be fairly priced. That's all for now. The rest is up to you. Bye for now.